Welcome to the Jay and Margot Show,
where we keep it real, raw, and respectful.
episode 31.
31.
It was just so excited. I can't say I'll forever announce our episodes, but for right now, I will. So, 31. I know me.
Oh,
I mean, I don't know.
back with the third part of our
Yes.
series of
This has been
sweet
good.
spots versus bad spots.
Yes.
And we had you guys doing some homework last week.
We did.
So, given that time, did you identify of any sweet spots?
Oh, you know what? I didn't do the homework. But you let us know in the comments what you identified and found were sweet spots for you and what God told you.
Yes.
What his response was.
Mhm.
How can you use those sweet spots to your well being?
Yes.
That's what we want to say.
Yes. To be
Yeah.
healthier or more balanced, a balanced life.
Yes. Yeah. So
Yeah.
let us know in the comments,
I could tell you what one of mine is, though, because we did bring up the alcohol. And, I do recreationally, when I'm going out or this and that. And because football season was big, big, that's when I tend to do more of my adult beverages.
activity.
Yes. Yep. And but yeah, because it doesn't serve my body any purpose. It doesn't give benefit to it. And just realizing that, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, why do I even do it? If it's not benefiting me, then it's okay to let it go.
Yeah.
It's not that it was like a real conviction, but just identifying something. And if I want to live my best life, then I don't even know when I'm going to be doing that again, honestly.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Yep.
I thought we had freedom in that area, though.
We do. We do. But I'm just saying for my own consumption.
Really?
Yeah. Yep.
Have we talked about that?
Nope. Nope. Not at all.
Look at her holding out on me.
Yeah.
And I'm getting ready to tell her my sweater would have went perfectly with that. Yeah, like the color and everything.
Yeah, not that I'm not going to, I still will, but just not at the frequency that and not that I did it frequent,
Right.
but like maybe, I don't know. I don't know how often, but just,
Just like this whole getup. I just have to say
Do
that.
you?
I like these earrings. These earrings are so cute. I love them. Sitting over your mouth. Yeah. And then I'm like, I got a sweater that would have matched that. Like, okay, but anyway, that's the uniqueness of Jay and Margot. But okay, I'm over here distracted. Anyway, like we said, so back with part 3 of sweet spots versus God spots. This week we're gonna specifically talk about the God spots because last week we covered sweet.
Yeah. I mean, because honestly, what it comes down to is like, why do we do the things that we do? I love that question. Why do we even believe what we believe? You got to know why you do what you do.
Yeah.
And for me, like I said, that it really doesn't serve a purpose in my life. Not that I am good to enjoy, because like when I travel, I like to experience different things. And so, yes, I'm still going to partake, but just not how I had been doing. So, yes.
And you know what? And that's one of the things under my list of how to identify a God spot is removal. So let me reiterate the definitions that were shared last week in case you didn't catch it. So a sweet spot is a comfort song, things that make you feel good. Like, ooh, yes. And again, nothing wrong with sweet spots, but if we're not careful, they'll turn into our weak spots. But here's where you want to get your pen and paper ready. God spots are divine purposes, the divine reason of the pruning of old, unfruitful habits, people, places, ideas, values, morals. And last week, God dropped it in my spirit to add ethics. And Margot mentioned a really good book that Go back and watch last week's episode to get the title of it. Yes, we're not going to tell you, or no, we're not going to tell you, because yes, we want those views. We're trying to reach 1,000 subscribers. And we need 4,000 hours of views. Yeah, so help us. Help us as we help you. So, and you know what? We're horrible with not saying this. Like the video and subscribe.
And yes. Subscribe and share. Yes.
If this has blessed you, if watching the Jan Margot show has encouraged you, share it with someone else. Let them be encouraged. Introduce them to us.
Yes.
So that their lives will never be the same.
Yep.
Yes. But God spots. We want to move from a sweet spot to a God spot. And one of the things that God gave me was removal. We have to be able to remove those people, remove ourselves from the places that are not beneficial to us, that are not good for us. I'm not going to go, what's not good for me? I'm trying to think of something.
McDonald's.
Yeah. I think I'm just tired of McDonald's. It's just
food. It is not real food.
Even the chicken nuggets? Or just...
Oh, especially the chicken nuggets. You've seen those episodes where
I saw fries.
It's a pink goo that drops down. Girl, you need
why she do that?
Educate you. I'm gonna send it to you so you can see it's not real food.
What about Burger King?
I don't know about their meat, how much of that is that genetically engineered meat and how much is real.
Margot show where we keep things real. I can't wait for this.
Big time. A lot. It's crazy that America allows this. But it's part of the agenda. I'm going to get off into the whole politics to keep you
And we were already there. We were already there. And no, my spirit is telling me not to say that. We're not going to be controversial on this show.
But
so I'm going to keep that to myself.
But we're all aware that a lot of our meat now is going to be not 100% meat anymore in America. So you have to be very conscious about where you're going to eat, where you order from. That's why so many people
I just think that's crazy that is acceptable. So what makes them think that we can process and digest
something that's not
real? I know there, we can have the debate on eating dead meat, chicken and beef and all of that. But something that was processed and created in a lab. Chicken nuggets. In 2014, a photo of pink slime was shared online claiming it was what chicken McNuggets were made of. McDonald's Canada released a video to show how chicken McNuggets are actually made. But we all know
McDonald's
that... who? Canada. We all know that what our country allows in their food is not allowed in others. So that don't even count.
Exactly.
Is it? Oh, this feels like a lie. Here are the facts. All of our burger patties in the U.S. are always made with 100%. I can't even finish saying it. Yes.
But you know what? Here's proof. They took a cheeseburger, stuck it in a jacket pocket, and put it in a closet and let it sit for how long?
Saw a video that let it sit out on the table. Can't believe McDonald's actually put this out on their website.
And it is true.
100% USD inspected beef.
You will know if it's real or not just by it spoiling, rotting, molding, whatever. These things show no signs of it. And that is crazy.
I will have to do a deep dive on
and we digress. We digress.
Right, because I don't. I have for 2025. My goal has been to eat more healthier. And so I really don't do beef. So if I have tacos, I'm doing turkey. Or even if I make spaghetti, I'm doing turkey. But I'm like chicken. That's all I really have. Chicken and lamb. Them lamb chops. Yeah, I learned how to cook some lamb chops this year. Cause I ain't trying to always go to Detroit. Or what's the bar downtown? Retro Rocks.
I still haven't had them from there. I hear good things about it.
They're good. Now they're not. I like to go to Floods in Detroit. I need a trip.
me
I'm
hungry.
overdue. Oh, she is
Okay.
hungry.
You
I'm
know what?
sorry.
We need to go.
We do.
Yes. Let's plan that soon.
Yes, you will.
Mhm.
And so, to hear that about the chicken, I'm like, but, and I was going to say we got off topic, but we didn't, because guess what? That's a sweet spot for me.
Mm.
Chicken, and especially my chicken. The girl can cook. You hear me? I cook. And so, but that takes. I talked in one of the past episodes about having an ear to be able to hear what God is saying. So I might have to let go of McDonald's chicken. That's a removal.
Mm.
That's unfruitful habits, especially being a two-time cancer survivor. I I better, especially if I don't want to be diagnosed a third time.
Wow.
But what I heard God say as I was saying that, He said, I say get rid of all chicken. He said, just McDonald's chicken. I can still, as long as that bone is in there. But Margot, don't do it.
I'm
Don't
not.
do it. Because I already know where you're finna go.
What?
That they can make the bone too.
And they said that they're starting to do that 3D printing of that stuff. What are you going to do? Put fake blood into it too or something, Because that's how you know if it's real or not. When you're cooking it, that blood comes out, the marrow comes out of.
And I guess that's the way to know.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way. But you know what? I have never, more in my life than now, wanted to move. And not just move to another state in America. God, I want to move.
This is why a lot of people are creating their own homesteads again now. Living off their own property,
You
know
what? We got some land to be able to do that. I got all that land out there in my grandmother's space.
Oh, the land back here by the studio.
Yes,
So, yeah.
yes. So basically, that's a sweet spot. That's okay. So I didn't do the homework, but thank you, Lord. That's a sweet spot for me because I love to eat. But a God spot God is going to deal with me on removing that.
Yes.
Because it's not healthy for me.
Mm-hmm.
I only want things that are going to help me live a long, prosperous,
Amen.
beautiful, wealthy life.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in and out. I don't like going to the doctor anymore. I just saw a lady on when I was on TikTok. Her name's Cheryl Grant, 63 years old. I even took a screenshot. You see this woman, and I shouldn't have told you all this. You gonna be like, she what?
Oh, she does not look what? She looks like she's 20 something. She is not 63.
I don't know if y'all gonna be able to see this.
That is not 63.
This lady is 63.
I want to look like that when I'm 63.
When I tell you her energy, her man, here I am, and it is baby steps. Because when we talk about pruning of old unfruitful habits, people, places, ideas, values, and morals, they're going to have to be replaced with something.
Yes.
You can't leave it open. That's like the scripture in the Bible that says that a man that cleans out his house but doesn't replace it, the enemy comes back sevenfold.
Yeah.
Comes back with legion.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I can remove the chicken, but I need to replace that with some water. And I've been doing good because at work I make sure they know by now. When they see Jay walking, I'm making 2 laps around the building every hour. Because I'm trying to get to my steps. And I don't got a lot of steps for the day. $6,000. I receive it, Lord. 6,000 steps is what my watch tells me I should be doing today.
Really?
But that's hard to meet when you work in the office.
Yes.
Because you just sit at a desk all day.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to be intentional with moving. Mm-hmm. And studies have shown that you are more productive and you feel better when you move. Yes. So I have to do that. And is that uncomfortable? Because that's on the list. That's how you know you're in a God spot. Because you're uncomfortable. I think we talked about it last week when you say your spirit will know.
Yes.
But you're going to be uncomfortable with that. You want me to do what?
Right.
You want me to go where? One of the things that God had given me when we were preparing for this was Moses. And that's in Exodus chapter 2. And in verse 21, it says, then Moses was content to live with the man. When we become content, we're in a sweet spot. And yes, The New Testament was it Paul or John who said, I've learned to become content, whether I have more, whether I have less. Yes, that's not what we're talking about. That's a content where you know you've been obedient. You know that God has supplied for you. You know that God has made a way. This content is, I guess I'm just going to stay right here. No, I don't want to go to the next level. No, I don't want to make more money. And that's something that I had to be okay with voicing. I want to make more money.
Yeah.
Remember, I told you when we was listening to the book, it was like it challenged us to say 10 times, I love me.
Yep.
And that was hard saying it out loud. Like, I know I love me, but to hear my voice say, I love me. And by the 10th time, I was smiling. Then it said, love money. I love money. Money can't come to me. I can't access money within my soul. I'm like, oh, well.
You're negative about it. Yeah.
Right.
You actually repel it. You're not inviting it.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes. So that's uncomfortable. And then sometimes God spots can be intimidating.
Oh, yes.
Lit was intimidating. I'm from Margot. I know starting construction was intimidating. And she doing her thing in the construction field. I referred you to somebody. They were looking for a Lions shirt. I don't know if you saw the notification. It was last
Start
night.
with the S? Yes. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I meant to tell her and I forgot. But
yeah, I got
as I brag on my friend over here, you know, that's the bucket.
Yes.
That's the container that we are set up. Myron Golden, the one that I'm going to meet. I think it was him who said, we have to set things in place to be able to receive the blessing and reward of God.
Yeah.
Because if the blessing come and I don't have the bank account set up to receive it, that ain't gonna wait on me.
Right. Right.
I should have been prepared. I should have been ready.
Yeah.
You need to be ready. And I'm gonna speak the same word to you that God spoke to me before I had surgery. And I was so in my head like, I'm gonna be so bored. I don't have anything to do. And I already knew I wanted to catch up on some, shows, watch some movies and things like that. But I'm so used to going. God said, no, I want you to rest. Going back to the analogy, I think it was in the first episode of Sweet Spots versus God Spots when I gave the example of God, how like we tell our animals to sit, not a cat, dog. Sit, they sit. Stay, they stay. And God said, I want you to rest. He said, because I'm preparing you for takeoff. God wants to prepare you for takeoff. But you got to be ready.
That part, yeah.
God, the idea that God gave me, what I told you about the Invisible Secretary becoming a consulting company, I had to take that time to put that curriculum, that package together. So that way, when I enter the room or I meet the people that God has predestined for me to meet, I can tell them, this is what I do.
Yep.
This is who I am.
Yep.
And it ain't gonna be no, oh, let me get it together. When can you start? Oh, I'm ready.
And wherever you're at in your life, it doesn't have to be something big like what we're talking about. It can be something, just a better car. Maybe you want a more luxurious car. Maybe it's a vacation.
A new home.
Yeah. But I promise, the minute that you start opening yourself up, your mind starts expanding more and more and more, and be ready to receive that, just like in the world of creativity. When we talk about using our imaginations and stuff, we have to be open, because if you don't use it, you lose it. You get put in a box kind of thing, and then it's hard to pull yourself back out, from that. But when you were talking about it being from God, how do we know that that's really from God? Because when we say that it's going to sit with your spirit, we could talk ourselves out of it too. Very easy, because like we said, when you get uncomfortable and you start making excuses or lie, I didn't really hear that, or fear might set in, because you don't. We have this thing that when you get a thought in your head, the first one is God, the second one is you, and then the third is the enemy, which honestly, that could be your flesh or whatever, that making that excuses. So it's that initial thing. Like, so let's say we told you to do the homework and find out what your sweet spots are. Now we're going to tell you what are your God spots, and something like that. Like, man, I'd like $1 million. And then you tell yourself, no, I shouldn't say that. See, that's you. God gave you the first. You did the second, starting to reason your way out of it. And then sure enough, let somebody come and say, or you're going to hear some message be like, the root of money, or
Is the root of
evil. The love of money.
The love of money is the root of all evil.
Yes. You'll hear something like that. And then to convince you out of
saying I love money.
Yes.
Because that goes back to the balance that you talked about. I can say I love money, but I don't love money more than I love God.
There you go.
I don't love money more than I love my family.
There you go.
I don't love money to the point that I'm going to bring harm to somebody else. Or that I'm going to be greedy with it, or I'm going to step on somebody's foot to get money. No. What the money that's for me,
yes.
Because it's going to allow me, like I spoke in the last episode, pay off my church's debt.
Yes.
And don't come, the Pharisees don't come for me just because I say I want to pay off my church's debt. Like, if that's what I want to do with the money that God blesses me with, I can do that. But just know that in that obedience, there's more coming.
Big time.
I'm not going to do something. God is not going to ask you to do something for his kingdom and not take care of you.
That part.
My family is not in lack. My family is not going without.
Yeah.
But that's part of society's problem today, is that we're all me. I, without thinking about how can we bless somebody else.
Yeah.
How can we help somebody? That's a God spot.
Yes.
God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son.
Yeah.
How many of us go give our children up for the world?
No.
I give my child up for my neighbor. And I somewhat like my neighbor. Not like that. But I'm just saying, we should know our neighbors.
Right.
But no, you done lost time. My name ain't Abraham. God knew who he could ask to do that.
Yep.
But God so loved us because he was thinking about us. He was thinking about how to make our lives better. So how can we think about making someone else's life better? And then that goes back into what we talked about, eliminating world hunger, homelessness.
Yes.
Like, I was shocked to find out that China don't have homeless people. Like,
that is shocking.
Yeah,
it really is.
How can we? But it be. We talked about the collective consciousness.
Yes.
You might call it communism or dictatorship, but everybody over there taken care of. The ambulance ride is not costing $500. An EpiPen is not $250.
Right.
Even a vet bill. I'm in a couple of groups on Facebook with animals, and there's this one girl who lives in Japan. Her dog got sick, and she's in the military. Our military took him to the base vet. There's nothing we can do or something or whatever. But a friend of hers says, no, go to a Japanese vet or whatever. $60, 3 medications. So,
wow.
What vet you going to?
Right.
I got 3 animals. What vet we going to that's going to charge me $60 and give me 3 medications? It's that collective consciousness that we need. Because America can be great. America can be awesome. America can be amazing. But it takes all of us, collective group consciousness, to make sure if Margot needs something, I got you. I'm getting ready to meet my coworker in a couple of days. She's having surgery. She got to be there at 5:30 in the morning. Her son has to be at work. She is the caregiver for her dad. Oh, wow. So her cousin's going to drop her off, but she has no one to be there with her.
Wow.
So guess what I'm doing? I'm going to be there with her until, because there is somebody that can come, but they can't come until after like a meeting that they have.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to be there with her. This ain't my best friend.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't go to school together. Like I only know her from work.
Mm-hmm.
That's
good.
collective consciousness.
Yes.
That's humanity.
Humanity. That right there.
Am I a morning person? No. Margot can tell you I am not a morning person.
No. I can't talk to her in the morning.
She can. She can.
Without annoying you.
I've never said that. Now, see, we're going to correct that right now. Because look, and that's the first thing on top of this is a God spot. Because I ain't shared this, but I see why now. Correction. Let's correct that. Do I prefer to be talking first thing in the morning? No. But if she call me or she text me, like now sometimes she'll call me at like 7 o'clock and I'm still at home getting ready. And I just had like I'm calling you on my way to work. Because then that's gonna slow me down. Go ignore her and say, look, I'm not gonna talk to you till 10:30 because I don't drink coffee.
Right.
So I don't get that. People be like, oh, wait till after my third cup of coffee. That ain't me. I legit, genuinely just have to.
Just heard. Drink a full glass of water.
Really?
Yep. When you get up.
And that's
and it helps something in your body to kick in.
And my sweet spot is not drinking water.
Yep.
Because water makes me sick in the morning. If I drink it before like 12 o'clock, it does not sit well on my stomach. I literally feel like I want to throw up. So I don't ever drink water until after 12 o'clock. But I am not annoyed or irritated with Margot calling me or texting me so how we work is she'll, good morning, Billionaire Shay. Text me or call me when you get to work.
Yep.
And then when I get to work, I will give her a call. So yes, no. But so that and we're talking 7:30. So now we're talking and I'm gonna get up not even 2 hours, 3 hours for that so that I can be at the hospital with her at 5:30.
Wow.
So that she's not by herself.
That's good.
So and guess what? That's gonna come back to me. When I need it. I may not need it next week. I may not need it next month. But I'm only pouring out and giving what has been poured into me and given to me.
And you know, President Carter passed away recently. And I did not know this. My brother had to share this with me that they created the Habitat for Humanity program. And, you know, he wasn't our greatest president. But when it came to being a humanitarian, he is the greatest. Because up until 90 years of age, him and his wife were out there swinging hammers, building these houses with their hands. That is the kind of stuff that we're talking about, you know, your God spot, you know, and staying in it and it blessing people, you know, using your gifts, letting God speak to you. And serving other people, because really our gifts are to serve other people.
Yes.
You know?
So he may not have been the greatest, but that was a step towards humanity, a collective consciousness of making sure that every American had affordable housing.
Good houses.
Good
just these.
Because they still standing.
Yeah, brand new houses. They built these houses.
And then the people had to, so say if I had one, I would have had to put in some elbow grease, some work, equity.
Yep.
into building my own home.
Yeah.
And then you had a place to live for at least 5 years because you had to live there for, I think it was 5 years.
Yep.
That's what it looks like. But now we've moved away from that because $2,000 for rent where we live. Excuse me. I don't think we're at 2,000. We might be around 1,200, 1,500.
Crazy, yes.
Let me get off of this. So we are almost at time. So what does God spots look like? We identified it as correction, removal. I didn't mention elevation, but God spots will elevate you. It highlights God. A sweet spot will highlight self.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep,
God spots are uncomfortable. They're intimidating. God spots will stretch you. That's the uncomfortableness. But this is what it looks like. Standing in your faith. Standing on your faith.
Yes.
Speaking those things that are not as though they were.
Yes.
Living by faith and not by sight. Faith is, not faith. God's spots are empowering. That stretching is going to make you realize, like, I can do this. Like I shared, going to the library to get some nonprofit books. I'm reading this and I'm like, I did this. But it was like, it made me be like, okay, not get cocky to the point where I'm self-made, but just that I depended on God. He told me what to do, and I was doing what came naturally.
Yes, yes.
So it's empowering. It looked like you walking on water. Somebody gonna look at it and be like, how's she doing that? You know what I'm saying? You gonna make it look easy, although you putting in you sweating behind, behind closed doors. You know what I'm saying? And it's seeing the provision.
Oh, that's
It's
good.
seeing God make the way.
That's
It's
good.
seeing God provide. You see miracle signs and wonders when you are in your God zone. God spot.
I like that God zone. I do.
Because God, look, when you wouldn't say, oh, what's the one song? I'm not a big fan of his, but he'd be like, I think it's Kanye West. He'd be like, don't let me get in my song. Don't let me get in my song. Because when you get in that song, when you get in your God song,
That's
impossible becomes possible.
That is good. I like that. You think that's a shirt?
Oh,
that sounds like a shirt. Yes.
Write it down. I think I had a shirt I wanted you to make, but now I can't think of what I wanted on it. But anyway, we are going to end here. This has been a beautiful 3 weeks of sweet spots versus God spots. And last week we had you identify sweet spots. Now go and identify some God spots. Let's see what that looks like.
Yes.
And ask God to enlarge your territory, increase your faith, your trust in Him, so that you can see the impossible this year.
Yes. Amen. Amen. That's good.
Amen. Well, this has been the J. Margo Show. Thank you for joining us.
Yes. Have a good night.
Good night.